It's your girl Nikita.
It's your girl Tash.
And you're listening to Two Chickpeas and a Podcast. This week, no different. Special guest. Who do we have? It's the one, the only, the funny Urooj Ashfaq.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing? How are you handling the cold?
Not well. I'm not fond of it. But it's fine because
It's fine.
I don't have any other choice.
No.
I have to make do. Do you guys like the cold?
No.
Okay. You're not used to it either,
No,
right?
born and bred London. I've never been used to the cold. I'll refuse to go north of London in the UK in the winter because the pollution keeps us slightly warmer here. Everywhere else, it is just like, it's horrible. I refuse to leave. And I might have been born and raised here, but my blood... My body remembers where my ancestors have come from, and it's not this fucking cold.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, the pollution is the silver lining of climate change,
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, it's like really, really fucking cold because it's like -4, -3 at the moment, which is just like we haven't had that in like forever. So yeah, even the fact that I've taken my jumper off today, what the fuck?
Oh, so you haven't had -4 and -3?
No, not in a while.
Not in a while.
Not in a while.
But is this
Glad
this
to be
is
here.
This is the start of winter now, Tash. So that's why it's been a while. It's been a year since last winter.
Oh, it's just starting. Shit.
It's just beginning.
It's just
just the
starting.
Will it snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it already
Yeah.
snowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
It snowed, but it hasn't settled. But apparently, it's gonna snow proper. I
Have
don't
you
know.
seen snow?
First time, the day I landed, I
Yeah.
saw a little bit of snow. It didn't settle, like you said. I didn't even know that's what you say.
It was
But
disappointing.
It didn't settle. But I saw snow and I was like, oh my God, it's snow. And it was my first time.
Did you like have a temptation to put on a sari and like run out in it and just think, yeah.
Yes, I did. Actually, my
Yes.
playlist was all songs in the snow.
Yes.
Like all the Bollywood songs that they've shot in the snow.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, it's time.
This is my time. It doesn't snow in India.
Yeah. It's romanticizing.
Love it.
You are Urooj Ashfaq, the one and only amazing comedian, award-winning comedian. Claps,
Award.
claps, claps,
Award
claps,
winning.
claps.
We just got nominated.
We didn't win.
But we're all just casual, like, award connoisseurs here.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you're nominated
Right.
and winning. It's like, whatever.
I'm the
This is
first
cool.
international Indian person to win this award. But yeah, no big deal, yeah?
Yeah, it's all good. Actually, the thing is, Ahir Shah won Best Show, but he won 7 minutes after me.
Oh my God.
So I got to be the first.
Yes.
That's what we care about.
That's
okay? No one lists the second or anything like that. They only mention the first, okay?
Yes. I know what Neil Armstrong felt like. and
Yes.
Ahir knows what Buzz Aldrin felt like, probably.
This is exactly my reference. No one mentions the
Yeah.
second,
Oh, yeah.
okay?
Sorry, yes.
Only the first.
Anyway, when we first had your name, Urooj Ashfaq, I was like, Ashfaq Mia. Oh.
Ashfaq Mia.
From Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
So I really already spoke about this before, but I had to say it on the podcast because honestly, it was like my favorite thing about your second name. I was
Not
like,
your comedy, but Ashfaq. Yeah.
That's actually my dad's name, by the way.
oh, Dad.
Because my last name is not stage friendly at all.
Oh.
It's Dingankar.
Oh, Dingankar.
Yeah.
That's a great
That's a great second name. What the hell?
I just don't see people saying, please
Urooj
welcome on stage Urooj Dingankar.
Yeah, but isn't that like an instant laugh before you've even got on stage? Do you know what I mean? That's surely.
I guess. It's like, when I started, I just thought Urooj Ashfaq is simpler because you have to really explain Dingankar to people.
So comedy, you're born in Dubai, moved over to Mumbai when you were 8.
Yeah.
8. How does an 8-year-old woman in India get into comedy?
Well, if you are an 8-year-old woman watching this, I would say don't start just yet. You are 8 years old. But I started comedy right out of college. I was 20. I was 20, and I wanted to study, actually. I wanted to do my master's in psychology. But none of the colleges I applied to wanted me. So I had to take a gap year.
Oh, you took a gap year.
I'm taking a gap year.
My parents are really cool. No one believes in gap years, but mine do. Really cool parents.
Yeah, I kept telling everybody it's my gap year. And in the gap year, I started doing open mics. So we have a comedy scene in India. We have comedy clubs, and we have like open mic nights and everything. So I applied for a few. I went up and I did it. And a lot of comics are really like encouraging. I mean, I guess they were back then because there was less competition. But now the scene is very, very crowded. But they were so nice, and I had a good time, and I got a lot of spots. So my first open mic went really well. Like I killed, but I know it's because there was the audience there was supporting a comedian's dad who's also just doing it for fun. So they were like warm, like Indian aunties and uncles, and they were just like having a good time. And then I bombed for 6 months after that.
Oh wow!
But it kept me going because I tasted blood, and then I want to try again. So
I wanted to ask though, bombing. What is that like? Is that like writer's block? Do you just like have spells with it? How do you get over it? How do you break a bombing streak? Or you do have streaks?
yes.
Yeah.
Your question is accurate. Like it's like I mean, the thing is, bombing really affects you when you start out because you've never experienced humiliation. Like a silent room is just, and you're just like that's when you're like, am I funny? Am I not funny? You're not even sure. But what happens is that I think that's where a lot of people are funny. What just is different is that stand-up comedians are willing to humiliate themselves on stage and put themselves out there again like that. Like, you guys are hilarious, but you probably like, I don't want to get on stage and do that to myself, right? And that's just it. And that's a choice. It's not like better or worse. So a lot of people drop off in the first 6 months when they like start comedy because they just can't take the humiliation, which I think is a very normal response. There's something off if you are like, no, I'm going to get on stage again. So once you're used to silence, and the thing is, the shame kind of ebbs away. The first time you feel shame at 10, the second time you'll feel like shame, like 3 months into it, you're like, it's a 5. Now I can bomb in front of 1,000 people, and I have, and I can feel nothing. And I'm just like, all right. And then you just leave. However, when there is a streak, you have to acknowledge that you're not doing your job well. So then you go back, you listen to your set, you try to change up the jokes. You try to change up maybe the style in which you're doing your jokes, or reverse the order, do something new to like maybe make it fun for yourself again and for the audience. But everybody has off nights. It's just how hard you take it. So I bombed at like a comedy festival, and I've been fine. It was... Yeah, I was like,
fucking confident.
I'm still getting paid. I'm like, I'm good, baby.
Like now when I bomb, I have to comfort the audience. I'm like, I know this seems like I'm feeling humiliated, but I'm used to it. So you don't worry. You don't laugh if you don't want to laugh. So just like, yeah, that's usually...
But how do you gain that confidence then? I mean, like you said, is it like just doing it persistently and like being like, okay, actually life goes on. Who gives a fuck? Like, I'm a fucking award-winning bitch. Like,
I just hold my award at night, okay?
4 months ago. No, the award is so recent. Actually, that's where it's the community. It's the stand-up comics who are on the lineup, who've been doing it for years, and then you watch their podcasts or you listen to them talk about it in interviews, and even just your friends who are comics who are around you and your seniors, and they sort of normalize bombing for you. So you get off stage, and it's not like then you sit in the back crying by yourself. Your friends are backstage, and they're like, it's fine. And then you trade stories about bombing, and you kind of like, as a industry, we're like, you bomb, like that's a good thing. If you are always killing, it means you're not trying something new, or you're not saying something. Like, you're probably pandering if you're killing all the time. So you should introspect. If every open mic you've ever done is a kill, then you should worry, because why are you saying stuff that everybody likes? Like, what's up with that? So that's it's normalized, and it's seen as a part of becoming better at your art form. I love saying art form. I feel so intelligent at your art form. So that's community is helpful for like normalizing bombing like that. Actually, my first show, because I thought I was supposed to be edgy, like, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be edgy, edgy, or like, as I was trying to ape what I had seen in stand-up comedy. So I was making the worst jokes, which was my idea of like dark jokes, it's in retrospect, it's really lame. It was the lamest jokes I could have written, but they were me trying to be like dark. But then as I started doing comedy, I realized that you just have to do what comes naturally to you, like what you find funny. Don't try to ape something.
Right.
Be inspired at best. But a PC culture, by the way, 2016 was not. We were entering the time of where it was going to be like dangerous to start saying things. So that was, I think 2016 to 2018 was a fun time, and then it kind of went downhill after that. And so now we're more careful about what we say. But I had those 2 years of joyfully running my mouth everywhere.
Oh, I love that.
Well, you know, we have a podcast, so that's literally what we do.
Yeah, we do. I don't think I've ever like really been like, oh no, we can't say that, right?
No.
Have I?
That's not a thing in the UK, is it?
No.
No. It is though. Some people get offended, like, you know, on any YouTube video, social media post, people are like, I can't believe you said that. It's red. It's really just like maroon or something. And it's like, bro.
Cancel culture is high.
Cancel culture's high here, yeah. You can say one wrong thing or one thing that you didn't mean. Someone will think like you said X when really you said Z.
I mean, I sympathize, but I wish we had only cancel culture because we have jail time as a consequence. I was like, oh my God, please cancel me. Don't send me to jail. I won't do well over there.
No, but this is kind of what I wanted to ask, actually. I think it's so fascinating to have someone who's not from the UK but is of South Asian heritage. We want to know what you think of us, basically, because we've got a thing, I think, in British culture and language, it's all about being like, you can be insulting, but you're coming across like you're saying something really sweet and lovely, and you say it with a smile, sort of thing. Whereas my understanding of like Indians is that, or like people from India, it just, you just say it how it is, and there's no like, yeah, I said that you've got a really hairy chin and I don't say what I've said wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
it's that. What would you say? What's your findings?
I think, I think that's true because I do have trouble adjusting to like British culture, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, you're born and bred here. So in a sense that in India, it's very easy for me to navigate. Like, I know if somebody likes me, I know if they don't like me because they're very transparent about it. But here, I feel like because everybody is so polite, and being polite is such an important like cultural cornerstone, which is fine. Like that's the thing. That's how it is. It's just that they're different. That I do struggle with knowing whether someone really wants to hang out or they are just saying it. And then I'm like, but then like, will you follow up or do I follow up? Like, what's happening? Do you like me? And I'm just like always like stressed about it. Because everyone's really polite, which is nice.
Everyone's fucking fake. That's what it is.
It's really vague. Do you guys feel that? Or because you have been here and you're born and bred here, have you assimilated? Or because like, do you have a split personality thing? Because home is different and outside is different?
I'm not even chatting shit. I'm just authentic. Like, I'm just me. Like, I don't know.
She's an authentic bitch.
Yeah, I to be fair, you can tell if I don't vibes with you, if I don't fucks with you like that, like you will know. But I feel like there's so many people that will be like, oh my God, we should totally meet up. But really, they're like, I never want to fucking see you again, you know?
Yes, and that is what confuses me.
Yeah.
Do you get that from home? Are your parents also born and bred here, or have they moved?
Yeah, they're both born out of the country when they moved when they were children.
Yeah, we're the first to be born and raised in our family.
Okay. So would that make you first generation? Is that...
We've been debating it for a while, but yeah, my understanding is that we're first generation in terms of being born and raised here, but we're third in terms of, you know, when our family started coming to the UK, then we're third.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all
I never
a bit
know.
of a
I'm
mind-boggle.
just like, yeah, okay.
We out here.
I'm just being me.
Just authentic.
But that's great. Yeah, I think that's something I definitely struggle with in terms of like the politeness.
Whereas I feel like I'm the person who's politely being like, yeah, we should totally meet up. I'm gonna give it all away now.
No, but you would meet up with those people. You're so nice, and you always want to, like, you always just want to see everyone all the time.
That's
and
what
like,
I make them think. Whoa, have I met you? No, I feel like I'm that person who's like, yeah, we totally should. Or my biggest thing is meeting people, and they're talking to me, and they're saying lots of familiar things that sound like I was there, and I have no idea who I'm talking to, at all. Like, I can't tell you for the life of me who I've been speaking to for the last 15 minutes, even though they know quite a bit about my life and like some parties or things we maybe went to. I couldn't tell you who that person is. at all.
You have bad memory.
I have awful memory. If any, I think mine is worse than yours.
I don't know if it's memory or you're just not that interesting to remember.
Oh my God.
Shame.
The claws are coming out.
Do you struggle with this being a comedian? You're international, baby. You must be here, there, and everywhere. Is there like a fellow comedian who's been like, oh yeah, great set, and you've been like, yeah, yours was really good too, and you've secretly met them before and you don't even remember?
I have
Because they were shit.
I have had this, but not with comics, but just like people who come to my show sometimes. Sometimes they're friends from like way back and I don't remember them, or I've met them like just in passing because I was doing something like some promotional thing or something, or at a venue. But because you meet so many people, like if I met you the one time, I genuinely just forget, because you go every time you go to a show you meet like 6 people. But if I meet people over and over, of course I remember. But then I pretend I have a great, I use words like buddy, bro, friend.
That's the great thing about being like British as well, is that we can just be like, oh sweetheart, darling. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love when they call me darling. Then when I go get a croissant, they're like, here you go, darling, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm darling. Thanks, love you. Sorry.
I know that I'm gonna say this now because it's the perfect time to say it. But yesterday when we were leaving the show, you can fucking run out of there quicker. You were like, oh yeah, bye. And then I was like, it's Urooj. Oh my God, Urooj is leaving. She's like, bye, see you everyone. See you later. Yeah. I love that. And then everyone was trying to follow you and like, no, I don't have time for you today.
You had your little backpack on, your little Dora with your little parka, and you're like, yeah, I'm trying to leave.
I was gonna go get a broom for myself. It was very important and urgent. My Airbnb doesn't have a broom.
Oh, this is like a legit, like you really wanted
That's actually why you left your show. I mean, it was finished, but you left to go get a broom.
I need to clean. And then I had to watch another show. I was watching Martin Urbano's show, who was also nominated.
Wow.
And so I had that window to go get my broom. Because then Argos would shut.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to find a broom here? I just want to.
You're in central London.
Yeah, central London. That's
you need
not
to go to like Tesco, Asda.
There is an
supermarket.
IKEA on Oxford Street now.
No, I mean, I got a broom, but I wish I could just open an app and order it online, like, you know.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
You know, in India, if I open an app and looked for a broom, I'd have it in my house in 15 minutes.
That's the same with Southall though. And the Southall, have you been to Southall?
No, I'm going tomorrow with my...
You'll see, there's a broom store every 2 seconds away. I'm not even kidding.
I should have held out for the broom.
Yeah. You can get the proper old school Indian ones.
Jharu?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'll get jharu then.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was the word for it.
It's jharu.
Jharu.
Yeah, it's jharu.
Anyway, I only just brought that up because I just thought it was so cool that you were like, I'm out, guys, bye, peace.
I've done my thing.
You have like a life outside of like just doing a show and be like, okay, I'm gonna go home. You're like on the way to somewhere else.
Yes.
I had to get a broom.
To buy a broom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my life is very glamorous. I was on the way to buy a broom and then see another comics show.
Yeah.
I did take a few pictures because like a lot of the student audience always wants a picture, which is sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, but then I was like, okay, now I have to go buy my broom, and they were like, go, it's fine, we get it.
I'm an award winner. Leave me. I can only do 2. Okay.
Don't talk to me unless you have a broom.
Yeah, or an award.
No, but we saw the show yesterday, and honestly, it was great. It was called Oh No. And honestly, oh no, like there's so many things. So Urooj, I just got to give it to you because like we were there like yes to so many things because we go to therapy. We were like, you asked the first questions Urooj asked was who goes to therapy, and I wanted to be like me, and then I was like,
I did make the noise. I was like, woo.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'm glad. Oh, you were in the pocket that made the noise.
Yeah. That was awesome.
We were, and you were like, yeah, these people go, these people don't.
You were the therapized audience.
Yes.
How long have you guys been going to therapy for?
I think I started like last April, I want to say.
Recently then.
I mean, I've been before, but then I think this is like now consistent, you know. This is, I went when I was in uni, because we all get depressed in uni. And then I started going, last April when I was like, I need to like get my shit together. I'm becoming an adult. Nikki?
Yeah, about last January. So it's been about a year now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you guys, is it good? Are you going to a, okay, this is a question. Are you going to a white person? Or
I'm a white person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or no shade.
And do you feel like they get it?
Yeah, for the most part, I think, she
Nice.
does. Okay. I really like her, and I'm Gujarati, and she's a lot cheaper than Natasha's one. So
Your therapist is brown,
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah. And she was recommended to me.
Okay.
And she literally lives down the road, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll try her out, and she's cool. And I wanted to go to her. I mean, like you said, you gets it. I feel like mine is like, you know, when sometimes you just don't need to explain shit, like why, like the why, like she'll just get it. She'll be like, yeah, it's fucking brown people shit, you know.
Correct.
So that's why I chose her, and yeah, she's cool.
Okay, that's
I
nice.
haven't maybe spoke enough about brown people problems. I just mask all my problems, and I'm like, this boy, he ghosted me, and then he came back, and then I just deflect a lot in my therapy.
So you're not addressing your home issues or like your childhood issues.
I should
yet.
be. I do sometimes. But yeah, lots of just like boys otherwise.
Fine, boy stuff I guess is fine. I mean, because then it's like then you're going to a woman and she gets it.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing. It's a universal. Men are so annoying. So yeah.
But also so my therapist, she's brown, but then like I'm Indian girl going up with Gora.
Oh,
Now living with Gora.
Wowie.
So like it's quite cool because then she actually gets me, whereas I think if I went to your therapist, maybe she'd side with my boyfriend a lot. It's like I need someone to side with me, you know?
Maybe, but do you think it would be nice to have his perspective also? Like maybe if you.
He gives me his perspective all the time.
Okay, all right then. Then you don't need his perspective.
I need someone to agree with me and be like, yeah, bitch, you're
Don't
right.
try and
You're right,
colonize
he's
my
wrong.
mind.
Yes, you're right. Actually, I only asked that question because I've been talking to people. You're born and bred here. A lot of the students that I talk to are always like they have a slight disconnect with therapists who are maybe, I mean, just anyone born and raised here, because there's a slight like difference in cultural context, like where they're like shocked by a lot of things that they just want to mention by the way, like, you know, like my mom hit me and they're like, oh no, and you're like, no, that's just
normal.
Yeah.
that's just the beginning.
That was just a Thursday, and I didn't move out the way quick enough.
No, I'm just giving you background at this point. So yeah, that's usually, but okay, that's great. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys related to the therapy material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was across a lot of the show, we would say. So, what is your experience with therapy and being a comedian? Because surely your comedic outlet is your outlet. Do you know what I mean? Your comedy is your outlet for the pain.
The pain.
But we still got to go get it checked just so we don't become like fully crazy. Is that it? Is that
Yes.
it?
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, it's one thing to like take what's happened to you and make jokes about it, and that's like an outlet, and it feels good for like 1 hour on stage, but then you have to get off stage and you still feel everything you're feeling. The joke was good, but the emotion remains. And so like, what do you do with that feeling? And then like, so then you go to therapy and you discuss whatever it is, because if you're sad, I can write like jokes about being sad, but then I'll still be sad when I get off stage. I will probably be richer because but I'm sad.
Make money off my pain.
Okay, so mom and dad in your life, you're a young woman out here making jokes about Lund. So how do they feel about that?
They don't know. They have no idea. But the thing is, that joke is just like, I just do it as a side for Indian audiences.
How clever though. It works every time. It's never not funny.
They just love hearing the word, I think.
Yeah.
And then so if the show is dipping, I just say it again. But the other day I was on like BBC's Loose Ends, the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, and they were the host Clive Anderson had also come to see the show, and then he just brought up the word Lund,
on air.
and then everyone was going around just saying the word Lund, and I was like, I'm on BBC saying Lund. This is how I'm representing
Oh yeah.
Indian comedians, and now I'm here on your podcast, and I think this Lund just follows me everywhere I go, and I'm like, oh god, it's interesting, like it really stuck out to you and other people who've like come to watch my show, and then I've spoken to them later. But in India, it's like everybody says it every fourth sentence, so they don't
I
care.
think that's like one of the things that we teach people that are not Indian or Asian. Like we teach them that all the
Go and
swear
say
words,
this.
all the naughty words. Like it means dick.
Yeah, I was like, the joke is right there.
Yeah.
So just get it out of the way. Because it's a mixed audience.
Yeah, and because it is said all the time at home, because everyone predominantly speaks like Hindi or Punjabi, whatever language it is in that, you're saying lund in some sort of language, lund, luli, whatever. Yeah.
Yes,
it's being said.
All the other synonyms.
Yeah. Whereas here, like, you gotta find your people. Or if a white person says it, like, oh, you get the culture. You're one of us. You can come.
It's a fun one because it's like a classroom dynamic where like some people know what it means, so then they're like, ha ha ha, good one, and then others don't know. So it's just I don't know. It makes it fun because then you're like letting other people in. I'm talking too much about this learned joke. It's not that deep. It's just
And it's not that big.
just a fun thing to do. Just a fun thing to loosen up audiences.
What else? What is like? Have you got any backlash for, or like being on stage talking about something? And people are like, this is not funny, or it's like.
I have actually I've put a lot of my stuff on YouTube because that's how we find audiences in India. Like we put out YouTube clips. I quite like that, by the way. I think it's very democratic to do it that way. But either way, I mean, it also has negatives. But a lot of times, sometimes people will like cut out like 10 seconds from your clip and then they'll take it out of context. So there is backlash because I made a joke once about taking an Uber and feeling unsafe and wondering if the driver was going to rape me, and they took out that 10 seconds, which is like contextually it's that he was being nice, so I was paranoid, and it was the men who were upset that I said the word. And then the women were like, no, but she's talking about the fear, like but they get hung up on the fact that you said the word rape. And so then they get upset and then they like troll you, and then it's just a whole thing on Twitter. I left Twitter a while back. I wasn't very good at it either. I think I'd feel a lot and then just tweet, and I was like, that's not going well for me. So there is backlash. There's different types of backlash. It depends whether if you're talking about religion, there's that backlash. If you're just talking about your experience as a woman, then there's backlash from the men because they don't want to hear from you. And then there is general like backlash anyway. Like if you just say something, like in India, people sometimes get offended if you make jokes about like I'll tell you some of the topics that comedians have gotten online backlash for, which is something we are okay with because the other alternative is much worse. But topics include things like bikers, DJs, physiotherapists. Jokes on these three have gotten significant amount of. And you think it's okay to make fun of DJs because
what the fuck? What's the shit there?
And is it all predominantly men who are complaining? Let's be real.
Yes, because all the three topics I mentioned, they were all from male comics and they all got into trouble, and they were all boys who were offended by it. It's mostly most of the offense taking comes from the males, and I think this is nothing new. There is nothing new about saying this. It's just, I don't know, I think it's some leftover thing from hunting days. They want to protect something.
And women get called emotional. I can't believe it. It's the irony.
Do you guys get that? Do you get that also, like online? Do you face it? Because like
a lot of people have said like, oh yeah, we talk about women shit and only women get it, and I'm like, well, don't you have a sister? Don't you have a mom? Don't you have a friend that's a woman? It's like, shut the fuck
when you're
up
born from a woman,
I mean, also like, yeah, that makes sense. I think they also get really upset when they feel left out of the conversation. So instead of trying to understand your perspective, they're like, just talk like us, and you're like, but life is different, no brother, like.
Yeah, bro.
Or we get a lot of backlash from men. You know, sometimes we'll meet new men at different events or somewhere, and we'll say the premise of our podcast, and it's about our experience of being British Asian or British Indian. And they're like, oh yeah, but doesn't that get, don't you run out of things to say after a little while? And I was like, oh, run out of things to say about my whole entire identity. No, okay.
You ran out of things to say, basic man? I don't think so. Oh my God, they never run out of things to say. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why, and they start a podcast.
Then they start
that's it. That's exactly it. Women podcast, great.
Yes.
Men.
Except for you, Clive. I love you.
So you are on tour. You're currently on tour right now you have shows right now in Soho Theatre, which is in London, guys. That's what we are. And then you go on tour from the 23rd, I believe, of Jan.
23rd of Jan to 8th Feb. Yeah.
Great. And where are you going? Where are you going? All over the country?
All over the country. I'm going
over
to
the UK.
places like Edinburgh, Glasgow, Leicester.
Leicester.
That's how you say it?
That's the land of the Gujaris. That's the land of the Gujaratis.
You'll get some good food there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great food.
Okay, I'll get pav bhaji.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Okay.
Because we didn't bring any today. I was telling Urooj before. I had so much, I just didn't bring out any.
You were just mocking me.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I had pav bhaji.
Yeah.
That's so rude. Why would you bring
What
it
are you
up?
having? Salad?
Yeah, I am actually. It's so sad.
bread.
Everything is just salad or bread. So I go for salad.
Well, we'll take you to Southall. Well, you're going there.
I'm going with my nanny tomorrow. My cousin nanny. But yeah,
Cousin nanny.
she lives here. My nanny's sister lives here.
yeah,
So I'm going, she's taking me to Southall.
Cute.
She's really fun.
Anyway, so Leicester.
Sorry.
Leicester, sorry. Coventry. Is that how you said?
Yes,
Manchester,
Coventry.
Bristol, Milton Keynes, Birmingham, and Leeds.
Nice.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
All of which actually have like quite a big Asian population, I think.
So they don't know what
Leicester,
they're doing.
Yeah, Leicester,
Birmingham,
Birmingham,
Leeds.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Please come. Even boys are allowed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We've
Give me your money.
Laugh
at my pain.
I still want your money, boys.
Well, we got to say, like, it was such a great show. We had such a good time, right? We were laughing. There was actually a girl next to us who was honestly, I think she was like your biggest fan.
Yeah.
She was hysterically laughing. She was like touching me, like, I was like, oh wow, like, I love it.
She was touching you.
Yeah, she was like, I loved it though. I was like, yeah.
What a liar afterwards. Actually, like, she kept doing this to me and I kept getting whacked. I'm trying to watch the show. You're such a liar.
Oh my god, she's gonna watch this podcast and fucking hate me. I gave her a card.
She's like, I thought we were friends.
No, we are.
No,
No, I loved that there was such a mixed crowd as well. I feel like there was a lot of people from back home probably felt a lot of comfort coming to see you.
Yeah.
But also I loved that there was such a mix of people. I saw white people, brown people, Asian, that's brown,
Yeah, no problem.
black people. You know, I saw everyone and I was like, that's so cool. And I think a lot of people have followed you from YouTube. I mean, you did Amazon's Prime's Comicstaan, which you
Yes.
hosted. How awesome.
That was really fun. Hosting something is really fun for a limited period of time. Otherwise, it takes up like your whole life.
Right.
Because you have to. I wouldn't have time for stand up if I was like hosting something. But it was so fun because it's like a platform for young Indian comics,
Yeah.
and also the money is great. So I loved
Yeah,
it.
we do it for the money, honey.
Call me.
How do you feel like seeing young comics?
Comics, comedians.
Yeah. How do you feel seeing? I can't even fucking talk. Young comics being on the stage. Do you feel like a sense of like, oh fuck, like, I hope you do well? Because I mean, that was once upon a time when you were starting out.
You're still really young.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she's my age. No, I won't say fucking age.
I like being spoken to like a veteran. I have been waiting for this my whole life. Yes, so my advice to the children is don't try to come for me. No, I think I mean, you're always rooting for comics. Like comics are always rooting for comics. As when it comes to, it's like this. It's like a family. Like we fight with each other, or we have problems with each other's comedy. But then it's like it's 1-to-1. When you're outside, you're like, no, he's good, she's good, very good, we love. So I feel like there's that sense of like. So when I see a young comic, whether or not I like what they're doing, I'm rooting for them. And then personally within the comedians, we're like, then you bitch about your family members. Like,
Right.
it's like
Wow,
that.
that is literally like Indian families, isn't it? You
Yeah.
bitch and fight in front of each other, and the outside everyone, yeah, very good sister, very
good.
good,
Love. We
doing
want
so
you
well.
to do the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a protective instinct, I guess. You guys are 1 year apart.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you fight a lot? What is
the
your
time.
sistership? Oh yeah, you do.
We
All
fought
the
yesterday
time.
before we came
Yeah.
to your show.
Yeah.
Really? What was it about? Oh, I'm genuinely so interested in this.
We just got over it actually.
What happened?
We were just
We
bickering.
were bickering, arguing, fighting, shouting.
We both thought that each other had a problem with the other one, and we're like, I don't have the problem, you have the problem. You're being such a bitch these days. What is your problem?
I was talking to her, yeah. And she was looking at me like, I was like, why the fuck are you looking at me like that?
I was like, what? So I shouldn't give you eye contact when I listen to you. You just want me to look somewhere else.
She had like resting bitch face. She was like, oh, I just got resting bitch face. Like, get over it. And I was like, you don't have that with everyone. You just only have it with me. Every time, only with me. Then we were talking about a fight that we had on Christmas.
Oh, nice.
It goes all the way back, honestly.
So it was just the general vibe. You were like, why is your vibe off? And then that's how it spiraled.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean...
Was it the logistics of...
That's right.
Oh my God.
No, but then we also feel really bad as well when we fight. Like, we can get over it like that, though. Yeah. Like, we can argue and we'll bitch about each other probably behind each other's backs, but to the same person, our mum.
Of course.
But mum's really good. Like, she won't tell each other what each other said. It's really good. Like, mum's very good. She's very neutral. She's like,
Nice.
But she probably joins in with the bitching to you, and you know.
Yeah. She loves to join in on the bitching and being like, yeah, they do that.
Yeah, I can't believe she did that. And then coming to you, be like, oh, I can't believe she said that.
Classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we argue, but like that's just friendship as well, right?
Yeah. And I think we're still trying to figure out how to communicate to each other when we are upset. We just hold it in and try and let it slide. Yeah. And then it builds up and then you're like, right, let me just pull up some receipts. You said this Christmas Day, this Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, you're such a bitch. And then,
This sounds so familiar. This is exactly how me and my sister fight. Like, we let it go and then one fine day, it's like a assessment of somebody's personality. It's a attack on your character.
Yeah. I fucking said those words to you yesterday. I said to her yesterday, you come for my character all the time. It's true.
Which one of you is, and I'm not sure if this is in every family, but which one of you is the favorite? Is there a favorite? You are the favorite?
She has to self-proclaim it so much just to feel the love.
Okay, at first
She's got middle child syndrome.
No.
Yeah?
No. At first I was just saying it, but I really know I am. I really know. Like, no one needs to say it now. I was young and saying, oh, I'm the favorite. I am the fucking favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, even she's saying, okay.
Yes, you
I
are.
believe you, middle child.
Yeah,
No, but I think, you know what's a good thing as well is that you have your own relationship with mum. And our brother, and I have the same, and then like I don't know if there's any favorites. Really, is me, but seriously, is that?
No, so you know who is the favorite? Is the third chickpea, the boy chickpea.
Oh, no.
He doesn't even. He's just got to grace himself at a family event once a year. Oh, better! Wow!
Like, oh my
looking so
god! And when I was
good.
like, what the fuck? Even my daddy's like, oh. What about you and your sister?
I think my sister is usually, like, when it comes to family events, she does not like to attend. That's her thing. But we don't have a third boy to like sort of unify us. So it's usually like it's one-on-one. Like, my sister doesn't attend things and I tend to attend things. So when she shows up, everybody's like, what? She's shown up? And then they're like really impressed by it. But my sister does, I think, take care of a lot of the stuff at home. Like, she's more the responsible one when it comes to like figuring out logistics at home. So
and she's your elder sister?
She's my elder sister. She's 2 years, but I don't think like 2 years really counts as a thing. But like, yeah, she's 2 years elder than me. I really feel like we're not traditionally, we don't like older, younger vibes. Like, I can be more responsible and she can be a little bit more emotional sometimes. But then again, like, when it really counts, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, is that so?
Excuse me. How dare you say I have emotions? It's not me.
But then, like, when it really counts, she's not always behaving like an elder, but then sometimes she's like, all right, it's time. And then you can see her switch gears and I'm like, oh my god, you really are.
Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm older. Even originally, she thought we were older.
Just because she looks
older,
so bloody old. But yes.
No. I have actually got a few white hairs.
Oh my god.
But
me too. So many.
It's fucking wisdom, innit? But honestly, no, I think this is also the argument yesterday. I'm very practive. And Nikki's like, I let you do your thing. I don't say shit to you.
And I'm the elder one. I just let her do her thing.
I'm also very protective.
Yeah, see?
I actually beat up a girl in school for my sister.
So did I. I actually went... Like, someone hit Nikki before Nikki could even respond. I'm there.
I remember seeing it in like slow motion, and there was like some commotion starting. These girls were starting, and this just was not the day to piss me off. I'm not a fighter at all. But they were just taking me there, and I was like, I'm due my fucking period. You're really testing my
That's not actually
boundaries."
what she said. I'll tell you what she said, Jess. She said this girl said to Nikki, like, you can't even get guys or something. No, what she
No,
said.
I'm
she
saying
called
the premise. I'm saying the premise of like, this is why I even engage in the fight. I would never,
okay,
I would
fine,
never
fine.
engage in
Sorry.
a fight otherwise. But I just remember there was some sort of commotion happening, and I was like, Tasha, just get out of here. Like this, you know, it's gonna go down. And I saw her leave, or I thought I did anyway. And I will never throw the first punch. And we were just like, wow.
I love it.
And then it was like slow motion. I went to go do it back, and before I could, there was another like
You saw it.
slow-mo coming out like this, and it was Natasha.
Fuck me up.
And then it all just like broke,
Honestly,
like hell broke loose.
after that, I think it was actually a slap, not a punch. After that slap,
It just went down.
I swear to God, the whole school was there, and
The whole
everyone was
school.
like, "Yeah!"
Sure.
And I was just like, "Well, that's it now." We can't
And
do
we're
anything.
not like the girls to ever
But
get
did
into a
you
fight.
continue fighting, or was it just the one slap?
No,
No,
it
it
was
went on.
lots of fights, and then like all of a sudden, that like this girl's gang members came, and we're all just like, I kept getting pulled down by my hair. I got up and I was getting pulled down. by my
Yeah,
hair.
these girls play dirty. They all like pull on their hair. That's how I ended up on the floor as well.
Then we all got excluded
Yeah.
for a day.
And our mum took us to the pub, so that was great.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
The headmaster excluded us, and then my mum picked us up, and we're like, "Yeah, let's
Let's
go
go
to the pub." Well done.
She was really proud.
Well fucking done for protecting each other.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
My mum didn't do that. My mum gave me punishment.
More slaps.
The mum gave
Yeah.
me the chapel.
But this girl was like, she was in the 9th grade. My sister was in the 10th. I was in the 7th, by the way. I was like tiny. And she came up to me and she said, your sister is, and this is a bad word. She said she's a randi, which is like, and I don't know why she had some issues with my sister because I probably shouldn't say that word if it's going to go on Instagram.
No, go on.
No,
say it.
say
I
it.
should just
Say it,
beep it.
No, say it. We won't put it on.
Like, are we gonna put it on? It's a bad word. But she said it because I think they were having some fight. 9th, 10th graders were having some issue with each other, and I was just standing in the canteen eating my samosa quietly. Okay, I had just moved from Dubai. I had no friends, and my sister made friends really easily. And she came up to me and she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "The fuck did you say?" So I threw my samosa on the floor and I slapped her.
Fuck yeah.
And she didn't. So I did it first. Like she
That's
didn't
how
even.
you know it's real. Just
I wouldn't have
like,
put my samosa on the floor though. I wouldn't.
yeah, I was about to say, I was just,
Threw it. I was just so angry.
that's the test of real love. My sister's like, don't chuck the samosa away, yaar. Thanks for defending my honor, but what happened to the samosa?
And then she hit me back, and then I hit her back. And then I would like to say that even though she was in the 9th grade and she was bigger than me, I took her on. Like, I left some visible damage. Then my sister came because she was in the canteen, and then our PT sir came, our physical trainer teacher, whatever he came, and he pulled us apart. And of course there were kids around, and they're like, oh my god, what happened? And then he took us to the headmistress, and then the headmistress, she was like, it was really funny because she was in her chair and she was putting on a lipstick and she was like, so what happened? You're not taking this seriously. What do you mean? This is not time for lipstick, ma'am. My sister's like, oh no, I think she said something. So they got, cause my headmistress loved my sister. And then this girl, she started crying. She's like, like everyone just judges me because I have a boyfriend. And I was like, even I can cry on cue. And then she stopped immediately. And then our parents were called and my mom grounded me. I'm glad she didn't beat me up because that's usually her go-to. But she grounded me for a week and that was that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a legend though in school after that.
Yeah.
So I beat up a 9th grader.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What would you say are like the main differences? Because you were quite young when you got into comedy. Were you traveling internationally from quite a young age as well, or?
Not for comedy. Comedy, I think I've never been outside of India except the one time I went to Dubai, and then since then I've just been coming to UK. So Edinburgh was really like my first stint outside of India for comedy, I got in really young, but then I went all around India. Like there's so many cities in India to perform in. Like it is just vast. This is my first time like internationally. Technically, I have not been to the States. I've not been to Australia. So it's just UK.
Soon to come.
Yeah, soon come, baby.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I've never actually been India. I need to come.
Wait, you've never been to India?
No, I know. I'm about to be 29. A girl needs to grow up in it.
You should come. Have you been?
Yeah, a few times. I've not been since I was 14, and I've never been with my family. So
Or you should come to Mumbai. I'll take you around.
yeah,
It's
please.
really fun.
Yeah.
Being serious, you have to.
Yeah, no, I'm there, man. Just come.
She'd be like, yeah, come, and then we'll get there. She's like, I'm in Edinburgh. I didn't say to come.
No,
I don't know you.
I mean it. I'm not British. Come, I'll take you around.
So be like, yeah, I'm taking these two people around. I can't remember who they are.
They look really familiar.
Buddy, friend. Should we go see Gateway of India?
Sweetie.
Oh, God.
I wanted to ask, so yeah, because you have gone and done a few shows internationally, would you say like a lot of Indians turn up in your audience, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there is 1 billion of us. So there are enough in every room.
Yes.
Which I love, actually. I personally love that. I love it when it's mixed because that's just fun, you know?
Yeah.
So I love that Indians show up for the show. Like, that's great.
What is like... Is there any main differences you can notice when you go from country to country about Indians? So like when you come to like, I don't know, even Scottish Indians compared to like London Indians? You know?
Actually, no, that has not been, like the Indians have not been, we're pretty homogeneous as a group. Yeah, I haven't seen, at least in terms of laughter or crowd interaction, maybe I didn't dive that deep, but I've not seen that much of a difference. I did make the mistake of addressing Scottish people like they were British people, and they did not like that. And I learned quickly that
they're
that was not
trying to
right.
leave they want a referendum. They're done. Okay.
They don't want to be a part of
They
our
were
life.
politely we are with you, babe. And I was like, oh, okay, got it. So then I changed my approach at the Fringe. And so that was fun. Yeah.
Okay, so not too many differences then.
No, I think the main difference is that, like, I like a mixed audience because I feel like there's some amount of tension in the show then.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the Indians are comfortable laughing at everything I'm saying. But like when it's a mixed audience, when the cultural differences, like you said, like Asians or like even white people or just anyone, is like they're not sure where if it's okay to laugh at everything I'm saying. So that I feel like that when they hold back, it creates some tension in the room where they're like, oh, should we laugh at this? But also I like that they're so conscious because I mean, if they weren't, I'd be like, hey, how can you laugh at this? But so it's like, it's
But
fine.
also, I think it makes it better when you take the piss because you're taking the piss out of yourself sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
And then so it makes you feel like, okay, yeah, cool, I can laugh at this.
Yeah.
Some of it you're like, oh shit, like can I fucking laugh as loud as I am? But I love it. I think it's so cool. And then I was like, I was wondering like around the room, like who's laughing?
Yeah, you know, and sometimes maybe they're just laughing at the joke, but I'm like, oh, you laughed really loudly, and they're like, I'm sorry, that's why I wasn't laughing.
Is there any issues about being a female Muslim comic? Does your religion stop? Well, it doesn't stop you from saying all the funny jokes as we've experienced last night. You'll go there with it. But do you find that you get any backlash for it? Maybe anywhere you go, I suppose. I was going to say mainly in India. But yeah, anywhere you go, do you get backlash for it? Do people like, hey, our religion's not funny, yaar?
I haven't gotten as much backlash here, but I haven't spent enough time here. So we should give it time. You know, it can happen here also. But in India, of course, because that's where I've been there for like since 2016 doing comedy. It's mostly that, and it's mostly online. So it depends on what part of your identity they're annoyed with today. So if it's female, then that. If it's Muslim, then that. And then you get backlash accordingly. But I mean, if people can be upset that you made jokes about DJs, I think this is like yes, they don't like it sometimes.
Yeah, because you gave us a little disclaimer yesterday, like if you get offended, I'm really sorry, I will apologize to you after the show.
There is one thing though, like I'm careful about what I put online now. Like that's the thing. Like you can have more fun in live shows.
You know, we do understand people are fucking crazy on there, so they just take things like you said, take 10 seconds out of a clip and just switch.
I guess it's just easier to take out your life's frustration on a comedian instead of holding your government accountable for things they're doing. That's so much harder. Let's just crap on a woman and move on. It's cheered me up. All right.
What about being just a woman in this space? Is there that we have inequality our whole lives, but do you find that there's inequality / sexism in the comedy industry?
Right now, I think because there has been so much accountability since the Me Too movement, and I think people are sort of, I think pre-Me Too, even I did not know a few things that were not okay, like to do or to say, and it was really honestly very educational for everybody. And I think that's literally when I came into the scene also. So ever since I've been in the scene, people have been behind the scenes, like whether it comes to lineup, whether it comes to production, whether it comes to management, they've been I would say they've been quite good with it. Like they've been quite thorough about like having enough representation, and like sometimes people are like, oh, like we know why this person's here because they just need like a girl on the lineup, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, I'm on the lineup, I'm gonna deal with it. So that's that. So I like that. A lot of the sexism now I feel is online. Like when you put out your work, audiences that would not buy a ticket come to watch your show but can comment on stuff are the ones that really kind of want to troll you and like bring you down. And that happens to all my other peers also who are like female comedians. But I think the positive way of looking at it is that, you know, it drives up your engagement. So it pushes your reel on the algorithm.
But also you can see it in your audience. There was a lot of males there yesterday as well, and they loved it. I mean, you had loads of males in the front row, which was amazing.
I think online, the men that do get upset, I think they just feel like, I think they just think they're funny, or they just feel like whatever you have, I could have it. So then why don't I have it? And it's like, then get on stage, baby. Just make the jokes. It'll be fine. Like you'll get it if you're funny. But it's just a lot of resentment. I guess I just feel like hating women online is a way of like people like dealing with their own like anger and frustration. I think they're just really pent
Keyboard
up.
warriors.
Yeah. Those people who eventually start podcasts.
Yes.
Not us, just men.
Not
Just
only
men
the
who
male
don't go
podcasters.
And does being a comic help with dating? Does it can, you know, you get all the guys, you make them laugh.
Men love funny women. They love the threat of being spoken about on stage. Boys are lining up for me.
Do you give that disclaimer? Because recently we downloaded Hinge. I was bored, and I was talking to someone, and they were saying about the podcast and things, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'm like Adele. This is, you know, anything that happens might end up in a future episode, like it ends up in her albums. So just tread carefully how you want to handle this.
That's so
really
good. I love it.
Do you say that with boys? You're just like, you could just be giving me all my material for my whole next tour. So how do you want to play this?
But so no, it's not helpful with dating, of course. And I do use, like, you know, the Adele parallel you drew. I do think of myself as a little bit of a Taylor Swift in that department. I'm like, listen, this is my life. And I think I should anonymize things a certain amount. So I will do that. Like, I will keep it vague. I won't be like, I mean, who's gonna find out who it is anyway? It's not like I've dated only one person. I've dated many people, but I'll anonymize, but you know, I have to draw from my real life for jokes. So that's there. But I mean, in no way, if your question was, does it make me more appealing to men? It does not. It does the opposite.
But does it help if a guy's like super boring? You just know how to like get out of this, essentially. Like, you've got the skills. You're a comedian. You know how to think on the spot. You know how to get out of a tricky situation.
Yeah, no, that is helpful. I mean, I can get out of bad dates, but you know, when you have enough bad dates, it kind of kills you on the inside after some time, and then you're like.
And do guys try and come up to you and say, like, you know, try and make you laugh, essentially? And do you have to fake laugh at them? Like fake orgasm, but I'm fake laughing at your jokes.
I think it's sweet when someone tries to make me. It depends though. Like, if they're doing it in a way like, I'm also funny, then it's not. But if they're genuinely trying, I'm like, that's so cute. A for effort. Yeah, thanks for trying.
You didn't take me to the promised land, but you tried really hard.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Means you try at stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're not good at stuff, but you
you try.
You're a trier, and God loves you. God loves a trier.
We're rooting for you. Maybe one day. Yeah.
And then you get a fake phone call and be like, oh, gotta go. Bye.
Sorry.
Blocked.
Bye.
Yeah.
So you're touring from 23rd Jan all the way to 8th of Feb around the UK. Where can people buy tickets?
On Soho Theatre's website, it's sohotheatre.com, and you can look up my name on the website, and then you will see all my tour dates, and you can come watch me, and you can bring along your friends, and we'll have a good time. Yeah.
You will have a good time, guaranteed. Been there,
Tried
done
and tested.
that.
Really good time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Didn't
And
crack.
we're gonna hang out in Mumbai. She's
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
totally remember who we are.
Of course.
Yeah.
Buddies, friends. I can't wait. No, yes, please come. And genuinely, like, if you come, hit me up. We'll go out. We'll have fun.
Oh, good. Okay, yes,
Okay,
we'll
good.
definitely hit you up.
Honestly, we've had such a great time, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I genuinely had a great time. Like you said, I didn't have to explain some things, and that was really fun.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, come back. We want to see all future tours. And until the next time, it's been your girl, Nikita.
It's been your girl, Tash.
And it's your girl, Urooj. I am your girl, god damn it.
God damn it.
God damn it.
It's been. I can't do that out. This has been 2 chickpeas in a podcast.